the giant 9-foot tall vampire lady that has taken the internet by storm. And what does she want with Ethan Winters? This lady has clogged all of my social media applications and also caused me to do some researching on my own. Not just through the internet memes, of course, but also on the other side of the internet, which we won't expand upon. Resident Evil Village is the latest installment of Resident Evil video game series and is set to release on May 7, 2021. It is a direct sequel to Resident Evil 7 Biohazard. And follows our main character, Ethan Winters. This game takes place years after events of Resident Evil 7 that happened in a town called Dovey, Louisiana, on some family home. It is currently unconfirmed where Resident Evil takes place after the previous game. We do know that the occurrences of this game takes place in some giant castle, possibly belonging to Mother Miranda and the otherworldly beings in this stone fortress, Chris Redfield and the goth Pussycat Dolls. Let's not also forget the giant 10-foot tall Yeti herself, Lady Dimitrescu? She seems to be the head honcho over the 3 insect girls, but also takes orders from the Mother Miranda, who has yet to show herself but gives orders to Lady Dimitrescu. For the sake of the video and proper pronunciation, we're going to have to call her Lady D from now on. I just can't seem to correctly pronounce her name. Anyway, in the phone call together, Mother Miranda seems disappointed that Ethan has escaped while under the watch of Lady D and Heisenberg. It alludes to the fact that there will be different members of the family that Ethan will be facing in this game, similarly to the Baker family in Resident Evil 7, and demands that they find him immediately. Lady D then promises that she'll find Ethan in time for some sort of important ceremony that the family will be holding. I'm not too sure what the ceremony is exactly, but I'm gonna take a wild guess and say that Ethan is about to get put on a platter for a 5-course meal for the whole family. 5-piece meal and all. The only supporting evidence I have for this hypothesis is when one of the insect sisters makes her entrance. She says,
"I won't last until dinner."
One of her attacking animations is her taking a chunk out of your neck meat. Plus the whole damn family are a bunch of freaking vampires, and the giant vampire lady has a giant thirst for blood. Another piece of evidence has to be this frame of Lady D taking a bite out of what I hope is Ethan's hand. After the bombardment of R34 material I've seen lately, my imagination is not exactly where I want it to be. Lady D and the rest of the household seems to be the result of a biological weapon possibly made by Umbrella. But this is just a hunch that I made with no supporting reasoning. The only goal we know of her is obtaining Ethan and his child. I'm sure she'll hunt the player down along with the sisters and the other family members that we have yet to see, though not in the same process like Mr. X. Not like the Resident Evil fans will have any sort of conflict with that. I mean, I think the fan base would enjoy being chased by some, again, 10-foot tall blood-sucking Dracula in some weird horrifying BDSM-esque type of way.
Nah, see, that's a myth. Dracula scrape with his fangs and lick up the blood. Like this.
Capcom knew what they were doing when they made this game. There's no way in hell they sat down and actually agreed that the fans would be scared of this. Could you just imagine Capcom Studios sitting at a table together collectively agreeing that this is what the people want to see?
Let's see how special you are.
Mama!
I mean, I'm not complaining though. Actually, completely the opposite. I'm not gonna lie, I'm a man of culture, and even I've got a little interested after seeing the trailer. This is like watching one of those fan service animes and the main character is getting his ass kicked by some hot lunatic, and it's kind of crazy but at the same time kind of hot. Just me? Okay. I wonder will Capcom deliver on any fans... What am I saying? They've already delivered in that aspect. Just imagine all the kids begging their parents for a copy of Resident Evil Village, a game that facades itself as a horror game. This is no horror game. This is a monument. But that aside, the story actually sounds interesting with the werewolves and the vampire mythical creatures. And I'm curious to see the story through because the plot seems different than what I usually see on TV. And this might be an unpopular opinion, I'm not sure, but I definitely prefer the original gameplay of Resident Evil, with it being a survival horror, emphasis on the survival. Tell me what you think in the comments and how you feel about the upcoming Resident Evil video game. Do you like where Capcom is taking the next video game? That being said, if you liked the video, give it a like and comment. Thank you. I'm signing out. Peace.
Tomorrow!